This training video is to take you through the scheduled reminders that's built into CiviCRM and the types of things you can use them for. So just to confirm, I'm in CiviCRM, I've gone to events, event dashboard, and I've just come into a particular event. So this is event test 4. Just to sort of demonstrate this. So you've got these tabs running across the top, and then one of those is the scheduled reminders one. So when you first come here, there won't be, I've put one in that we can look at, but there won't be any in there. So the first thing you'll need to do is add a reminder. So this one, I've just given it a title, don't forget to, and then we can see here when it's scheduled to go, so 1 day before start date, and it's going to be sent, it's not going to repeat, and it's going to be sent to anyone who's registered for the event. So if I just edit that, and one thing that's it's worth saying is when they are sent and when they aren't sent as well. So when you create a new one, you'll look at exactly the same view that you've got here. So you give the reminder a title. That's just so you know what it is, what it's called. And then in the recipients box, you can pick who it's sent to. So I'm only sending it to people who have registered for the event. If you look at the options here, you can send them to different event or participant statuses. So for example, you could send one to everyone who was a no-show if it was after the event, and that then you could do another one to everyone who attended the event that might have slightly different wording to thank them for coming. The next box here, you can choose a particular date to send it or a particular time before or after the event starts. So in this case, I've selected 1 day before the event starts. Obviously, you can change before to after. You can do when registration starts, when registration ends. So you've got different options here that you can change it around. Now, record an activity for this means that when it's sent to a user, if you look at their individual profile, I'll just go over to just do a quick search in another tab to show you. It records it as an activity that they've sent it. So if you look at their record, you can see, like, so for example, if someone said, oh, I didn't get an email on that, you can at least see that they were sent it. So if we go into a user here, it will log it under the activities tab in a user record here that they were sent that particular email at the date and time. So you'll be able to find it and confirm that they were sent it. So that can be quite useful. So I'd always probably recommend that you tick that box there to record the activity. You can repeat one as well. So if you've, I don't know, let's say you've got an event and maybe it's 6 months off and you want to send out the same email as you build up to the event, maybe once a day or a week or whatever's appropriate, you can do a repeat and then you can specify how often the repeat should go out as well. So that can be quite a useful feature. You can specify a start date and end date as well. So if you've got that, when's the earliest it starts sending it and when should it end? And obviously you've got the from name that appears in someone's inbox, and then the from email you can specify here as well. And then lastly, you can limit or add recipients. So in this case, we're just sending it to everyone who's registered for this event, but we might also want to send it to a group within Civi. So everyone who, I don't know if we've got any groups on here, but for example, we can send it to all administrators as one group in here, just as an example. So they're not registered, but just to give them a copy. So that can be quite useful as well. I'll set that back to Neva. Obviously, if you tick here, it makes it active. So looking at the criteria for this one, this would send it to everyone as long as they had booked onto the event 1 day before actually the event start date. Now let's say that the booking was still open on the morning of the event start date. Generally, if they book on and they've missed this window, they won't get this scheduled reminder. So it's just to be aware of that. If it's like, if it's a reminder that's kind of compulsory, perhaps to the attending the event, you need to bear that in mind. So hopefully that's helpful. And I'll send out some documentation as well to go with this so you understand what it's doing and when. The next part of it is you've got the actual email screen itself. So I've created one here. I've just given it a subject, which is don't forget to. You can save these as templates so that you don't have to keep typing them every event. You can just reuse them. And what happens is if you save like this as a template, for example, when you add another reminder to another event, it will appear in this list of templates here, so you can pull it through. If we look at the email itself, what I've done is I've just put dear, and then we've got some tokens here that we can select different things. So I've put dear first name, but we've got lots of different options in here. So, you know, it may be dear. If I just type name in again, you might put last name in as well. So contact last name, first name. So you can personalize them. So you've got different tokens you can use in here, which can sort of be a nice touch, really. So then you've got the contents of the email there. You've got all of the standard sort of WYSIWYG tools to edit the email here. So all you need to do is create that and then save it. And you can, each event can have as many of these as appropriate, really. So that's the first one. You might want to add a different reminder. So that's before the event. You might want to have one after the event to say, you know, everyone who attended, as we said before, is maybe a thank you email for coming, or a thank you and the slides are now available here, or whatever it may be. And then you might have another one that's aimed at people who no-show or cancelled, that say, we're sorry we didn't see you at the event, perhaps you'd like to come on the next one if you've got a similar event coming up, so you can try and sort of cross-sell or upsell maybe. So that's how the scheduled reminders run. So you want to generally try and get all of those in when you set an event up. Make sure they're all, you can disable and enable, but you want to make sure they're all enabled once the event is done, and then they will just automatically trigger and be sent at those set points in time. So hopefully that's useful. I'll send this over to you. Again, feel free to test. The only caveat with this is the emails for the whole system are currently turned off. So we can show you examples of when they go out as well, but we can't deliver real email yet until we're happy everything else is done, just so we don't accidentally email real people, real members with stuff that's test stuff. But hopefully this is clear. It'd be good if you can test it and make sure you're happy with it, and then let us know. Thanks very much.